Hi guys, welcome to our first online class. So the topic for today is punctuation marks, how to use it correctly. So the only thing that we are going to be covering today are commas, colons, and dashes. Semicolon, I don't think we need to cover that because they are not in the syllabus, but if you have any questions about semicolons or you are curious on how to apply semicolons, you can always ask me, okay? Okay, we're gonna start off with appendix because I'm not gonna be there with you physically. It's very hard for me to make the lesson simpler just by adding some pictures. So I need to put numbers in order for you to see it clearly, okay? Number one is colons, number two brackets, number three dashes. Number four, I'm gonna be giving you some exercises in the textbook, so you need to have your comprehension notebook with you. But if you don't have that, you can always use your essay book, okay? And last but not least, you need to do a project out of this topic. We're going to start off with colons. Colon consists of two dots, one over the other. So there are three important functions of colons. First, they are to introduce an example or explanation within a sentence. Number two, they are to introduce a dependent clause that helps to emphasize. And number three, they are to illustrate the idea in the preceding clause. So we're going to start off with function number one, which is to give an example or explanation within a sentence. Okay, the example, you can see it on the right side of the screen, which is mammals have several common characteristics, and you can see the colon, and right after the colon you have the example or the explanation of what common characteristics of mammals. So I try to make it in bold just in case you are I don't know, blind and you cannot see. Okay, anyway, you can always omit the examples, right? They are not an essential element to the sentence, but if you want to make it clear or you want to add extra information there, that's fine, okay? Nobody's gonna judge you. So mammals have several common characteristics. You put colon and then the example. The example is there. Function number two. Can you see the reindeer on the sleigh? And then it says, I am dependent to Mr. Santa. I just put in this picture because it's easier for you to remember that function number two is about introducing a dependent clause, which is to help you to emphasize the sentence better. So the sentence over here is Katie loved marshmallows and toffee, right? There's nothing special about that sentence. But if you want to make it more juicy, you can always add an extra information, but that extra information can be a dependent clause, meaning to say, what is a dependent clause again? Jasin or Vishwa? Excuse me? So a dependent clause is a clause that cannot stand by itself. So when you read both words sweet and sticky over here, can you even understand it by itself? You need something to back it up, right? If you explain to people, Katie loved marshmallows and toffee, both were sweet and sticky, oh, probably people understand marshmallows and toffee are both sweet and sticky. But if you take it out of the context by saying both were sweet and sticky, can you even understand what it means by sweet and sticky over here? Okay, so a dependent clause can be added to an independent clause by putting a colon in between. As simple as that. Function number three, to illustrate the idea in the preceding clause. So the idea over here is Faiz likes going to the cinema. So you want to illustrate the idea of what does it mean by going to the cinema. It's because hearts are his favorite. So just put colon and then you illustrate the idea of what you meant by Faiz likes going to the cinema, and then you're good to go. How hard can that be? Okay, not sure if semicolon or regular colon on a dirty screen, especially your screen, Reagan. Your screen is dirty, so probably I mistook a colon for a semicolon. I'm just kidding. Okay, another pun is I'm sorry, sir, but your colon has to go. But why? I'm so annoying. Okay, anyway, Can you see how the colon is incorrectly used? That's why it has to go. If you don't know how to use colon, by all means, do not use it at all. Thank you. So, number two, brackets or parentheses. It is used within a sentence to give supplementary information. Can you see how they are all the same? Colons, brackets, dashes, they are all the same, but the formality of using it. Where is it? Okay, brackets are used to separate from the main part of a sentence, a phrase, or a clause which does not grammatically belong to it. Okay, if you just take it was all he wished, okay, it is a supplementary information, right? Is you just put it inside a complete sentence, and then it gives the idea clearer for you to see. So if you just say he gained from heaven a friend, you can still understand the sentence. You just want to add an supplementary information in there by putting a bracket or parenthesis. It's fine. Parentheses mainly used to add extra information to the text. They can also be used to show the word can be singular or plural. Okay, can you see the second meme? I don't always use parentheses, but when I do, I never remember to close them. This is a common mistake that you did in your previous midterm exam. When you want to put an added information or extra information in a complete sentence, make sure you close your bracket, or else I will never know when this added information ends. Okay? Last but not least, a dash. A dash is a mark of separation, stronger than a comma, less formal than a colon, and more relaxed than parentheses. Okay, the example is like this. The dash is punctuation. It is usually used to set off a non-essential element, right? So I give you three examples, sentence examples. So the first one is using dashes. The second one is using brackets. And the last but not least, it is using commas. So the last sentence, as you can see, it is not formal. It is not advisable for you to use it frequently in your exam. And number two, it is more professional like, and the first one using dashes, they look formal. So can't tell if that is a hyphen or a dash, or is it an ellipsis? Help. What you need to know is a hyphen is a bit shorter than a dash. They carry different functions as well. So if you still don't know what a hyphen is, you better go to year 7, because you should have known by now. You use a hyphen when you should have used an M dash. M dash is one of the dashes type. So anyway, back to appendix exercises. You need to take out your textbook right now. Right now, Faiz, run, take it. Okay? All right. Page 74 and 75. 74 and 75. Okay? See all the exercises there. Do all of them. Okay? You don't have to copy the questions. You can just straight away answer the questions in your notebook. And the project, last but not least, the project is for you to make a meme or a pun out of each punctuation mark. So this is a meme, right? And this is a pun. Since we have learned 3 punctuation marks, you need to have 3 memes or 3 puns out of these. And when I post this, by the time I post this, you can always post your work in the comment section below by attach your picture. I don't know how it works. Okay, I will discuss it with you later. But that's all for today's class. Stay safe, stay at home.